Please welcome to the Leon Loft and Acoustic Cafe, Brett Dennen.
Cassidy, there's reggae music playing on the beach. New moon tonight, and there isn't a cloud in the sky. Grab your Swiss Army knife and the blanket and meet me outside. Yeah, come on, Cassidy. The things I lean on are slippery, but I know I love you and you make it so hard to leave. But I'll keep loving you till I'm only memory. We spend our whole lives moving on, reaching out for loving arms. The night is young, come out with me, Cassidy. With the ocean in your hair, come out with me, Cassidy. I'll be tangled up tonight, but tomorrow I'll be up in the air. Come on to county line. There's crazy waves down from Caroline, and all the smoke hung in the air while the sun was setting. You said it looked just like an oil spill in the heaven. Don't say fare thee well. You've got that anxious feeling, I can tell. You're getting antsy. Let's go up to Neptune's net and have a drink. Plan a trip somewhere to the beach in a magazine. Spend my whole life moving on, reaching out for loving arms. The night is young, come out with me, Cassidy. With the ocean in your hair, come out with me, Cassidy. I'll be tangled up tonight, but tomorrow I'll be up in the air, Cassidy. I love the feeling of sand on my feet, salt on my skin. You say you'd never wear clothes again if you didn't have to. Well, you know that I can't really be that free, but I sure would like to. Show me, show me, show me love. No one else can make me open up the way you do. I was living in my own little prison. I used to decorate the walls that kept me in. We spend our whole lives moving on, reaching out for loving arms. The night is young, come out with me, Cassidy. With the ocean in your hair, come out with me, Cassidy. With the ocean in your hair, come out with me, Cassidy. The ocean up in your hair, come out with me, Cassidy. I'll be tangled up tonight, but tomorrow I'll be up in the air. Thank you.
That, of course, being a new song from Por Favor. Thank
Yes.
you. And thank you for coming back. It's good to see you again.
It's great to be back. Thank you. I believe, I'm not sure about this because I have such a strong memory of doing this up in an attic or upstairs in
Yeah, my old
in
studio.
an actual
right?
loft.
Right, in an actual loft. That's true.
Yeah.
Downtown Ann Arbor. That's right. That was the first time. Por Favor gets you back to that space where you were in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I think so.
Back in 2004 when you made that debut album. Staying in that pure place to write these songs. Talk about that place, how you had strayed away from that place,
Okay.
and getting back to it, how you got back to it.
Well, it's probably a long story, but I'll do my best to shorten it. When I first visited you and I played songs from my first record, like I think I remember we had a nice conversation about a song called All We Have and some of the ones that were a little more spiritual and politically driven. I was a younger person, and the lines that I drew around things were very definite, and my morals and the things I stood up for and believed in were I was very strong, and they were young, and they hadn't had a lot of time to be beaten down. And musically, I was an amateur. I was out of college, and I'd always been an artist, but I'd always been an amateur. And writing songs was a way in to something, and it was a way out of something at the same time. It was limitless. But whenever I sat down to write a song, it was like, how do I make my mark in the world? If I were to do this, how would I do it? And I think I was free from a lot of advice or influence. And I never really sat down to write. It was just kind of always consumed. It was always in the back of, whenever my mind was free to wander, it was going towards songs. And I got lucky and gathered some fans and got some people to work with me, and music became a career. And then it became more about how do I stretch and how do I expand and how do I challenge myself and how do I define myself and how do I develop my craft. And the craft of the artistry got more developed. And I started thinking about who my audience was. And I think that's a natural thing too. Like, who am I playing to and how do I please them? And who am I working with and how do I please them? And who do I want to be and how do I want to please him? And it was still very pure, but it was just, it definitely took a turn and went in a different direction, which I feel was necessary to get me back to where I am now. These songs that are on this new record, Por Favor, came from a time where I just tried to shut everything out that I had learned over the years, and I had tried to forget about who I was as an artist, as someone who was on the radio or had 5 albums out or whatever. I just wanted to be somebody who was like, what was that mindset when I first started? And that was, okay, if this is my only chance, what do I want to say? How do I express myself?
Well, I was going to get to that point of unlearning. Like, the visual I have in my head is you sitting, I think you went up into the mountains actually to write some of these songs, right? Okay, so you sitting in sort of a cabin, surrounded by crumpled paper left and right. I was like, well, I've done that idea. I'm throwing that away. Oh, that's jive. I'm throwing that away. Like, how do you unlearn these things? Because you're a professional songwriter.
I know,
You
there's a
have
lot of
been
that.
now for a while.
I had to throw out a lot of ideas. I only wanted to take on things that seemed like they were incredibly soft and vulnerable and scary. I didn't want to rely on tricks that I had learned over the years. And not like they're deceitful, but just tricks that you learn how to engage a listener or how to reach for someone's emotions. Or I wasn't really interested in writing a song with a hook that was going to get me on the radio, and I wasn't really interested in writing just in the way that I think I had developed that I had listened to and that I had been admiring other contemporaries. I really just wanted something that was soft, that felt scary, like that's not good enough.
Yeah, you said vulnerability. Por favor, please, is an asking, and you sort of have to be vulnerable if you're asking in any situation.
Absolutely.
Pretty much. Creating that vulnerability, in this case, you did it in the writing and in the recording. Like, you wanted to not be the guy. Like, you weren't coming in with firm direction and I'm going to this is how you guys should play, and this is what I've written, and don't change a word, right? I mean, you wanted to make sure you were open to other ideas.
Exactly. Every record I've done has been different, but I had gotten into a pattern of having a very clear vision. And I wanted, the one thing I really wanted to accomplish was just have songs that I believed in. But the truth is, I didn't know if I believed in them or not. And I think that's how I knew I was vulnerable with them and really attached, because I wasn't boasting. I wasn't playing them to audiences like I'd done in the past. I was very scared to let people hear them, even the producer, Dave Cobb, that ended up producing the record. I was when I sent him the tracks, I was just like, oh, please, you know, like. But I accomplished that. I knew that whatever it was going to be vulnerable, but I didn't know what the direction was, where it was going to take me.
You want to do another one?
Sure, I'll do the most vulnerable one, and this is this song set the tone of the record. And you mentioned being in the mountains. I have a house in the Sierra near Yosemite. And I would wake up every morning and write until the dog got antsy and needed to go on a walk, or until like I got antsy and needed to go on a walk, and then I'd come back and nap and write some more and jump in the river or something, jump in the lake. But I'm lucky to have a little slice of heaven up there, and I live on a street called Old Strawberry Road, and the song is called Strawberry Road. I am up on old Strawberry Road, trying to keep my head from spinning out of control. How much love can one heart hold? You left me wanting more. What can make a house a home? I'm not so sure. Every morning I wake up with a little emptiness. I try to fill it through the day, but I must admit, whenever I get to feeling lonely, I put some cherry on, and I drift until I'm gone. I let the light come in through each one of these wounds. Everything must have its phases, just as the moon. I look up and laugh and love and try to lift. I'm doing okay, I guess, but I must admit, whenever I get to feeling lonely, I put some cherry on and drift until I'm gone. I am up on old Strawberry Road, trying to keep my head out the gutter, out of the cold. much love can one heart hold? You left me wanting more. What can make a house a home? I'm not so sure. Strawberry road. Thank you.